All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so guys, today Q&A, I wanted to bring up the topic surrounding the topic of how do I get to feel better during being sick? Does eating really affect that? What happens? You know, can I just sit there and eat junk or should I eat better? And the answer may or may not surprise you, but it all comes down to my short answer, yeah. Yes, nutrition's important. So what does that look like? How do we eat and what does it do for us? When we think about what the body does when we're being sick, is it takes all of the internal process and it starts to focus all of our energy towards fighting off that bacteria, fighting off that sickness, and it's going to prioritize using the energy for that. You know, if we decide that we're going to go to work, we decide that we're going to go to the gym, we decide we're going to really push it, the body's going to take from that process it would be using to recover and fight off the sickness and stuff, and instead put that towards rest and recovery of the muscles, which could hurt the experience. So if you're on a fitness plan, the quick answer for all, what should I be doing? Is take some time and go and rest. A few reasons for that. One, you're recovering. You're already feeling like crap. You're already run down. Best thing for you is take some time. Take a couple of days off. If you can call in sick, do it because the more time you spend resting, the quicker your recovery is going to go. The reason that it's going to be important to do that is like think about anybody that you see at the gym who's like hacking and coughing all over the equipment. That's really disgusting. We don't want to be that person, and we don't want to get the gym equipment sick and stuff. So like we just clean up after ourselves or don't go to the gym at all. Just like really keep it contained. And ultimately, the more time you spend toward recovery, the better you're going to feel. Short of the recovery process, it's just better all the way around. So next question is like, what can we do about this? What are steps that we can follow to make sure that we can prioritize our recovery to get back into our routine as quick as possible? I have a couple of tips that you can practice at your house, in your own time and really bring it together. So when we think of the question is like, well, can food really help me? Is it really going to make a difference? So the answer is yes. So nutrition can help you recover. Proper nutrition helps the body fight infections and heal from surgery or wounds, cold, flu, even COVID, and other illnesses, and injuries. When your body's going through the healing process, it generally increases the need for calories and specific nutrients. So when an illness it affects the taste or smell or how we feel or fever or whatever, food can really help the body have enough energy and enough nutrients and antibodies to fight these things off. So the recommendations to have a healthy, balanced diet to make these go hand in hand would look something like this. Step number one, practice hydration. Fever, vomiting, diarrhea can all contribute to dehydration, not to mention being hydrated is helpful relieving cold symptoms as well. Try to increase how much water you drink. The recommended amount of water is to drink 1 liter per 25 kilograms of body weight. And if we do the math, that 25 kilograms comes out to 55 pounds. So divide your body weight by 55, whatever that number comes up as, try to shoot for that amount of water. That's also a good rule of thumb, especially since we're all focused on like building a lifestyle and getting just a little bit healthier all the time. Getting enough water could really take that off in the stratosphere. So that's a good statement for everything. Your frequency. If you can't really stomach a whole lot of food, a good thing to practice would be to break down your meals into smaller portions and get more of those portions throughout the day. Small, frequent meals and snacks can help with meeting your increased needs, even when you're not hungry. So try to eat small, healthy snacks or meals. Try to drink broth, get supplement shakes or smoothies every few hours. Doing this, you'll be providing your body a consistent amount of fuel. Your body will be pumped, ready to go. It'll be, just doing its natural process, but not dipping down into the negative as you go along. Guys, I know like when I was going through COVID, like the first time, I had a total of 4 times, but for the first time when I was doing, I couldn't keep anything down. That very first day I had a fever. I went to urgent care, I came out, I wanted some panda. I don't know why I had a craving for that. So I went to go get some panda and it was the worst. It was the worst I ate everything, but I also, it also came back right back up. And I didn't have a craving for anything. I didn't have taste buds, I didn't have anything. So when I was going through that, the only thing I could really eat was oranges and fruits. And honestly, it was the best thing for me. So just practicing something like that. It's like get food where you can, you know, vitamins, minerals, even enough to like give your body what it needs as you're going along. Another process, an important step of this is protein. Protein is essential for maintaining muscle mass and for building and repairing body tissue. So as your body's healing, you'll need more protein. Recommend eating a variety of protein-rich foods like chicken, fish, eggs, dairies, nuts, seeds. Protein powders can be, they can be helpful. That can be mixed with smoothies. And just honestly, like if you can eat the food when you're sick, eat it. If you have to cook it a certain way, whatever it takes to like get it in, make sure you get it in. I would recommend staying away from a lot of fried or fast foods because those really aren't going to provide the kind of nutrients and the health that our body needs with all the extra like bad oils. So just whole foods as much as possible. And protein is very important for the whole process as far as recovery of the muscles, but also recovery in general. Another one I've said it a couple of times is nutrient dense foods. So nutrient dense foods have a lot of vitamins and minerals. It's important for health. Examples of nutrient dense foods include just fruits and vegetables, whole grains, fish, lean meats, skinless poultry, peas, beans, healthy fats like avocados, nuts, and seeds. So when you're recovering from being sick, try to eat as many of these as you can. You know, so like you can get really creative with that type of thing. You want a fruit salad and you can make that in your house. That's a good place to start. In the final step here, not the final step. No, there's a couple more. Vitamins and minerals. So vitamins D and C, zinc, omega-3 fatty acids, they help build your immune system and heal from being sick and injured as well. So it kind of like another puzzle piece that comes like helps bring everything together. And taking a daily multivitamin with these is a good way to go. But the best way to go is to get these from your diet. Um, we're all humans, we're eating food, we're not eating nutrients, we're not eating macros, we're not eating protein, we're eating foods. So when we eat foods, like you're gonna have a variety of a mix of carbs, fats, and proteins, and they can come from any source. But if we're looking for a lot of higher vitamins, there's certain specific foods that have these, and most of these can be found in your fruits and vegetables. So that's a great place to go. So if we shoot for like 5 servings of vegetables and or fruits a day, I wouldn't say only get the fruits and skip the vegetables because there's a lot of missing things that'll be in the vegetables that won't be in the fruits. These can come from a variety of sources. So like frozen, fresh, cans, blended in smoothies, vegetable-based soups, etc. If you can get some whole grains, such as like brown rice, oatmeal, whole grain bread, whole wheat pasta, corn, whole wheat tortillas, and get in there some eggs, meat, dairy, healthy oils. As far as healthy oils, my two favorites and the best you probably find. It's going to be olive oil or an avocado oil. Get some nuts and seeds and get some seafood. And then guys, finally, if you're sick, you may be getting antibiotics if you decided to go to the doctor. Antibiotics are a powerful tool and they fight against bacterial infections and whatnot. But while they do that, they also destroy our gut microbiome and our flora. And so when that happens, it can lead to like other problems like diarrhea as a side effects. So if you're going to be doing that, you really want to build that microbiome and that flora back up. And the way we can do this is to be getting plenty of probiotics. I have a list here. They're really high in our fermented foods, so they're the best. They're the best sources as far as like probiotics and stuff because it gives the prebiotics something to eat, or no, vice versa. The prebiotics are the food for the probiotics, and we get those from our fibers and whatnot. So if we're looking for fermented foods. We're going to be getting stuff like yogurt, kefir, cheese, sauerkraut. For all you kombucha fans out there, that's one of them. Kimchi, never had it before, but it's very powerful as well. Probiotic drinks, and yeah, it's like just etc. And then finally, guys, the last step that kind of ties everything together when it comes to recovering and getting better is going to be sleep. sleep is very important for a lot of processes. Not only is it good to like balance our hormones, it'll dial down our cortisol, it'll help balance our gut health, it'll help manage our energy, it'll help recover the body and the muscles and stuff. It really just brings it all together, you know? So you can still be doing everything right, but if you're sleep deprived, your body's not going to want to put in the energy or do anything but maintain its basic functions, such as brain, heart, lungs, you know. And so we really want to give it as much as possible to set us up in the right area, in the right place to do the most that we possibly can. So by getting sleep, shoot for 7 to 9 hours, but if you're really sick, maybe even more, you know. Prioritize resting is really going to, I said it before, you know, it's going to bring it all together. So, guys, that's what I have to say about nutrition when you're sick. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them here below in the comment area underneath this video because I'm going to link it to my people in the group, but I'm also going to leave it here on YouTube. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to send me a message. Thank you.